If you are traveling for the first time to study outside your country, then this video is for you. When we are stepping out of our countries, it is normal to think of ourselves. It is as if we are the ideal, we are the center. We will expect those that we will meet out there asking us about our families, our friends, how we are, our formations, our experiences. Maybe along the line, they can ask us about our societies, our countries, our continents, but the opposite happens. When you come, they first of all ask you about your place, how it is. They ask you about some classical questions. Usually, they are things that the media has presented to them. For instance, if you are coming from Africa, they ask you about wars, they ask you about famine, they ask you about, cultural shocks and some of the problems that actually, affect the African continent in general. So somehow you're kind of surprised by some of the general questions. You might be asked about Kenya while you're a Nigerian. You might be asked about Angola while you're from South Africa. It happens all the time because it's a continent that has a large diversity, but somehow they kind of generalize things and give to them. The media does that all the time. In the end, you will understand that they have a smaller view of you, but the larger view of you would be from the contact they will have with you. So that's the aim of making this video. If it happens that you meet someone who has had experience of traveling, studying outside, or let's say a special organization that kind of guides students on how to survive, how to live outside without having much problems or difficulties, then you might be told that some things are done in some ways. When you come here, if you are coming from Africa, as I said earlier, you will answer questions related to Africa. You will discuss so many issues. Some of the issues would surprise you. Some of them would make you angry. Some of the issues will make you feel bad. Some of them will make you happy. Some of them will make you curious. All kinds of sentiments mixed together from all these things that you will encounter, but it's normal. Now, what is important is you knowing that you are an ambassador if you are going to a foreign land, because you will meet people who are meeting someone from your nation, from your country, from your continent for the first time. But never forget that they have a kind of concept about you. It's a smaller vision of you. They have their own judgments about you. So you are left with the chance of proving yourself. It is dangerous if you don't know that that is your responsibility. You should make a little sacrifice of constructing a positive image about yourself and about your country, about where you're coming from, because these people are meeting you for the first time. Now, if you are going to a big city, to a big country where they've had several students coming from your country, your place, maybe your society where you grew up, then there is no problem. They have a vision about you. So when you get there, you will hear people talking about your community specifically, and it could be positive or negative. But in case you are the pioneer, then you should have the responsibility as you are watching this video. You see, it's very important to have this very positive contact, because probably you might not be the last person to go through that process or through that university or an institution or whatever it might be. You should always measure how the steps you take, what you say, things you do in general. Now, I know it's very strange, okay, why wouldn't I behave normally like any other person? Sorts of things that everyone does as a normal human. It's a sacrifice, actually. In Hausa, we say, kada a sha ruwa a toshe rijiya. That is, if you drink from a well, instead of blocking the well, you can expand the well so that when someone comes, he can drink from that same source. See you in the next video. Peace.